Hey scholars, it's Miss Lambirth here, and it's a great day to be alive. But what does it mean to be alive, to be a living thing? I know I'm a living thing, and you're a living thing, but how do we know? How can we prove that we are living things? I went on a little walk earlier today. I saw lots of rocks, and I know rocks are not alive, right? They're not living. I also saw birds in a tree, and I know for a fact that birds are living things, and so is a tree. But sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out something is living or non-living. Scientists, called biologists, study living things. So they are experts on things that are living and things that are. Biologists have come up with a set of rules that help us understand what things are living. Rule number 1 is all living things need energy. We use energy when we exercise, we walk around, and we move around. Plants, they use energy to grow leaves and turn into trees. And even bacteria, they use energy to make us sick. Rule number 2, all living things grow and change. So what does that mean? So we start off as babies and our bodies grow. We change, we get bigger, and we even become grown-ups. Trees, what happens with trees? Trees grow branches and leaves. That's a type of change. They're growing and changing. Rule number 3, all living things reproduce. Reproduce means to make something new, okay? We have babies and animals have babies. That's reproducing. Trees and plants, they make seeds. They reproduce new seeds. Rule number 4, all living things respond to the world around them. What does that mean? So, when we get cold and our bodies feel cold temperatures, we might shiver. That's a response to the cold. So we might put on a jacket to make us warm. That's how we respond to cold weather. In the fall, the days are shorter. The weather is a lot cooler. So trees respond to the cooler weather and the shorter days by shedding their leaves, and the leaves fall to the ground. That's how they respond to the seasonal change. I bet you're wondering, if a leaf dies and falls to the ground, is it still alive? Is it still a living thing? Let's think about that. The leaf was a part of a tree, which is a living thing that's growing and changing and reproducing. Guess what? That means that leaf is still a living thing. So a lot of times when we think of living things, we think of things that are moving around, that are super alive, moving around. But not all living things can just move all around. A great example of this are plants. Plants can't just get up and walk all around. A tree stays in the same place its whole life. So an example of something that is not alive but moves around is our shadows. Our shadows move everywhere with us, but they are not alive. Let's play a game to test our knowledge of living things. So here I have a rake. Let's think about the 4 rules that biologists came up with to figure out whether or not this rake is alive or not. Is this a living thing? Can this rake grow or change? No. Thumbs down. Can this rake use energy? Nah. I wonder if can this rake reproduce? Can it make more rakes? Not at all. Does this rake respond to the things around it? No, this rake is lifeless. It does not follow any of the rules that the biologists came up with for living things. What about this bag? I wonder if this bag is a living thing. What do you think? Yes or no? If you said no, you are correct. This bag does not follow the 4 rules of living things. Let's take a look at this log. This little piece of a log here. This is kind of tricky. Is this a living thing? This one's tricky. If you said yes, you're correct. You know why? This log came from a tree, and we know that a tree is a living thing. Anything that came from a living thing that used energy, that could reproduce, that could respond to the world around it, is alive. All right, guys, I have another tricky one for you. What about this banana? Is this banana a living thing? If you said yes, you were correct. Great job. You know why? This banana came from a tree, a banana tree. And we know that trees are alive. This banana was reproduced by a banana tree. So I am a living thing, and I'm gonna eat this banana for some energy to keep me nice and healthy and strong and keep me alive. Now, scholars, it's time for you to become biologists and study living things around your house and on the worksheet that I've provided you with. I want you to take the 4 rules that we talked about, and I want you to think about each thing you find and look at and see if all the rules apply. If all the rules apply, that means that thing is a living thing. If it breaks any of those rules, that means it is not a living thing. Scholars, don't forget, if you find something that used to be alive or was once alive, it still counts as being a living thing. Another fun activity that you guys can do with your family is go for a walk and use our clues, the 4 rules, to study things around your neighborhood and figure out whether or not they are living things or not. I hope you guys have fun being biologists. Have a great day.